something I'm incredibly proud of. And I look back on it that, wow, I was able to convince this group of people to give me this much money after one 30-minute meeting. It's something I'm immensely proud of and is a huge achievement. But it is much harder. And sometimes you'll hear investors say, we invest in lines, not dots. And I only had dots because I had just turned 22. I hadn't spent time networking with VCs. I didn't know that this would be in my career journey. So everything I was doing on a first time basis. And what that means is that there are a lot of biases that come into play. I would never say that investors are on average racist or sexist or ageist. It's nothing like that. But it's the unconscious biases that come into play when you're in a meeting. And the first thing is, and this actually isn't even an unconscious bias, I shouldn't lump it in, it's the subject matter that we're building for. We are building a beauty tech company. We're building in the skincare industry. Every single woman that I pitched to, I didn't have to talk about the market. That was an irrelevant point. They get it's massive. They get it's money. That's not one of the points of contention. I went into multiple meetings with male investors where the whole conversation was around skincare is not a market. Beauty is a market. Self-care is a market. Cosmetics is a market. Skincare is not big enough. You can show someone all of the numbers in the world, but if someone just fundamentally has a belief about something, in the same way that I might say, I'm not interested in, I don't know, Dungeons and Dragons. I can say no one's interested in Dungeons and Dragons. Why would anyone be interested? That's not true. It's just I'm not interested and I don't really care for it. It's the same thing. Someone who has zero interaction with this industry just naturally is not inclined to care about the problem, which is fair enough. This is where the representation comes into it. If most investors are male, most investors don't understand the market that we're operating in. The second problem is what we're doing hasn't been done before, which is why I'm working on it and why I think it's which is why I'm dedicating my career to this. The problem for that when it comes to talking to investors is if you don't understand the market and you don't have a case study for we are doing XYZ or we are copying, we're doing this for this region or whatever, it becomes very difficult to understand and then assess, is this going to be successful? Because there is no plan that we can copy and just execute.